Welcome to Baina Midday News. I'm Khadija Tukubra Keilani. Coming up in today's headlines, NPA tells COPEC to accelerate actions to combat the threat of bad fuel. Also, Guta expressed disappointment in the tax relief granted by government in the 2024 budget statement. In politics, NDC slams NPP's chief attempt to steal Mohammed's 24-hour economy policy. And finally, on the international front, Zimbabwe declares state of emergency in Harare over cholera. The latest of the stories comes up shortly. For staying with us. The National Petroleum Authority has been urged by the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers to act swiftly to address the bad fuel threat that has emerged recently. This is in response to a nationwide complaint from petrol consumers who claim that they were provided with allegedly tainted fuel by a number of oil marketing companies.
In a statement released on Thursday, COPEC said that although they applauded the National Petroleum Authority for acting quickly to investigate the threat, they were also shocked by the allegedly never-ending phenomenon of consumers' complaint about the situation continuing to be received on a daily basis. Chamber of Petroleum Consumers (COPEC) has therefore made a request to the National Petroleum Authority to step up efforts to address the problem and guarantees that whatever is the cause of this threat are swiftly eliminated. According to COPEC, the NPA will be sued for violating its primary responsibility of making sure each liter of petroleum product sold at the various pumps satisfies the required minimum standard.
The Ghana Union of Traders Association has expressed their disappointment in the tax relief granted by the government in the 2024 budget presented to Parliament on Wednesday, November 15. In the view of Guta, the relief granted in the budget do not have far-reaching consequences as it will positively impact a handful of businesses and the citizens.
The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, during his presentation of the 2024 budget statement in Parliament, announced some measures to cushion businesses and Ghanaians in general. Some reliefs prioritized by the government include the extension of zero rates of VAT on locally manufactured African prints, sanitary pads, locally assembled vehicles, as well as waivers on import duties for electric vehicle and agricultural machinery. However, speaking to the media in Accra on Wednesday, November 15th, the president of Guta, Mr. Joseph Obeng, said although Guta was consulted prior to the budget presentation, its inputs were not taken. According to him, businesses will still struggle since most of the challenges they face remain unchanged. He admitted that some segments of the business community have gotten some reliefs, and these reliefs are also positive. He mentioned areas like agricultural machinery, relief on raw materials for pharmaceuticals, relief for African prints, those of electric cars and all that. These are positive, but they are in the minority. He mentioned that the high cost of doing business will remain the same since only a fraction of businesses have been granted the reliefs. He questioned why the government insists on keeping levies such as the COVID-19 levy when the pandemic is no more. Dr. Obeng rubbished the suggestion that the government is keeping the COVID-19 levy to offset the debts that were accumulated as part of measures to deal with the pandemic. According to the GUTA president, these situations leave businesses with no other choice than to pass the cost on to consumers. Dr. Obeng also criticized the current structure of the value-added tax, saying there's no fairness in the current system, blaming it for the confusion that usually exists between traders and the Ghana Revenue Authority.
Now in health, the Northern Regional Office of the National Health Insurance Authority has mobilized 207 units of blood in an exercise to augment the blood stock of the regional blood bank. The exercise formed part of activities to mark the 20th anniversary of the National Health Insurance Scheme.
The exercise attracted residents, including staff of the authority in the Tamale metropolis and its environs, to donate blood to save lives. It also served as a platform for the staffs to connect with the community, promote a deeper sense of unity and shared responsibility for public health. Briefing the media on the sideline of the exercise last Wednesday, the Northern Regional Minister of the National Health Insurance Authority, Ishaku Abdul-Latif, indicated that the blood donation exercise formed part of the authority's corporate social responsibility of giving back to society as it marks its 20th anniversary. He said the exercise was being carried out at the premises of the Regional Library and the Vitin Senior High School, with more than 150 units of blood being targeted to stock the regional blood bank for emergency cases. He indicated that the authority was also using the opportunity to enroll new members, renew the subscription of existing members, as well as to sanitize the public to its activities. The Director of Private Health Insurance Scheme at the National Health Insurance Authority, Hudu Isa, said the exercise had become necessary due to the frequent shortage of blood, adding that the demand for blood was more than the supply. He said, as the National Health Insurance Authority marked 20 years of existence and operations, it was embarking on digitization to make the scheme more robust and effective to clamp down on fraudulent activities and illegal charges. He, however, urged the public to report service providers and individuals engaged in fraudulent acts to any of the National Health Insurance Authority offices for the necessary action in order to nip the act in the bud.
Now in politics, the National Democratic Congress has accused the ruling New Patriotic Party of attempting to copy its flag bearer John Dramani Mahama's visionary 24-hour economy policy. Mr. Mahama has positioned the 24-hour economy as a cornerstone of his campaign for the 2024 presidential election, advocating for its potential to stimulate economic growth and job creation.
Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, while presenting the 2024 budget in Parliament on Wednesday, claimed the policy was already being implemented. Speaking to the media in Accra, NDC National Communications Officer Sami Gyamfi said no desperate attempt by Alhaji Bawumia and the MPP, who are bereft of ideas to steal John Mahama's policies, will work. According to him, the NDC is aware of the cheap attempt of the governing MPP made in the 2024 budget to create the impression that it is already being implemented. Sami Gyamfi further challenged the government to be original in coming up with policies for Ghanaians if they take Ghanaians seriously.
National story. State of emergency has been declared in Harare, the capital of Zimbabwe, over a cholera outbreak. The outbreak has so far killed dozens of people with more than 7,000 suspected cases. The state of emergency was announced by the mayor of Harare, Ian Makoni.
The outbreak has so far killed dozens of people with more than 7,000 suspected cases. The city authorities say the outbreak spreading throughout the city has invoked memories of a deadly outbreak in 2008, in which 1,000 died. The authorities have asked for help to contain the spread and provide safe water, saying the aid being received is inadequate. Health authorities have been struggling to contain the high number of admissions following the outbreak, according to the International Federation of the Red Cross. It cites a lack of health workers to manage the cases as well as lack of supplies to stop the transmission. Zimbabwe has been battling the deadly cholera outbreak in recent months amid a lack of access to clean water. The epicenter of the latest outbreak is Harare's high-density suburb of Kawajana, which accounts for nearly half the report cases according to the authorities. Cholera, an acute diarrhea infection, is caused by consuming food or water contaminated with Bacterium vibrio cholerae. It is treated with an oral rehydration solution to replace the fluid and salt lost to diarrhea and vomiting.
Do some sports. Crystal Palace forward Jordan Ayew is expected to take the captain of the Black Stars as they face Madagascar in the initial clash of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifications at the Baba Yara Stadium in Kumasi. The Black Stars are eager to kickstart their journey to the 2026 Mondo with a strong performance against the barrier in a crucial qualifying match. Abdulmanan Mukhtar has the remaining story.
Ayew is anticipated to lead the team today after securing a starting position ahead of his elder brother and current captain Andre Ayew. The absence of deputy captain Thomas Partey due to injury adds to the responsibility on Jordan Ayew's shoulders. Richard Ofori, the second deputy skipper, won't be in the starting lineup, further solidifying Ayew's position as the likely captain for the encounter with Madagascar. The Black Stars are aiming for a positive start to the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, seeking a convincing victory over Madagascar in Kumasi, with the second round match scheduled for Tuesday, November 21st, 2023, as Ghana plays as Quest against Comoros at the Stade Maluzini in Moroni. The team is setting the stage for a successful campaign in their quest for World Cup qualification.
This is it for our midday news. For more stories, log on to our website, bainamultimedia.com. I'm Khadija Tukubura Keilani. Many thanks for watching. Have a good afternoon.